If you watch part one, you already know San Diego still has real down payment assistance programs available. And I broke down exactly which programs currently have funding. But here's the part a lot of people get wrong. Some of the most talked about programs online don't actually have any money left. And if you don't know which ones, you can end up wasting weeks on paperwork for a program that isn't even accepting new applicants. So, in this video, I'm going to show you which programs are currently closed, walk you through exactly how the application process works, step by step, and share one of the biggest mistakes I see first-time homebuyers make. Now, the one that end up costing people the most opportunities that they may have actually qualified for. So if you haven't seen part one yet, I'll leave a link in the description so you can catch up. But if you're ready, let's get into it. Programs that are currently closed or unfunded. This next part is extremely important. As of this recording, the City of San Diego Low Income Program currently has no funding available. The City of El Cajon program also currently has no funding available. And California's Dream for All Shared Appreciation program remains closed to new applications. Why does this matter? Because these programs are still being heavily promoted online. I don't want you spending weeks researching, filling out paperwork, or making plans around a program that currently isn't accepting new applicants. Funding status can change, so always verify the latest information before making decisions. How do you apply? Great question. Now let's talk about the application process, because this is where a lot of buyers start feeling overwhelmed, as they should. The good news is that it's usually more straightforward than people think. Step one is to connect with a participating lender. I have a few that I can recommend you to. For many of these programs, the lender becomes your main point of contact throughout the entire process. Step two is determining whether your household income falls within the program guidelines. Step three is reviewing the requirements for the specific city or county program you're interested in. Step four is completing the required homebuyer education course. And step five is gathering your documentation and getting pre-approved so you're ready to begin shopping for a home. One thing that's important to understand is that these programs often require documentation, education, and verification. That's why I always encourage buyers to start learning about their options before they find a house they want to purchase. All right, so here are other helpful facts buyers should know. A few additional facts can make a big difference. The conforming loan limit for a one-unit property in San Diego County is widely reported at approximately $1.104 million for 2026. Mortgage rates are still hovering around mid-6% range, although rates can change daily. FHA loans continue to allow down payments as low as 3.5% for qualified borrowers. And if you're considering using retirement funds for a home purchase, here's another common misconception. Some buyers believe they can withdraw money from their 401k and automatically avoid penalties because they're buying their first home. That's not how federal first-time homebuyer program exemption works. The exemption specifically applies to certain IRA withdrawals and has its own rules and limitations. So before making decisions involving retirement funds, it's always a good idea to speak with a qualified tax professional. And here's something else that's important. None of these programs automatically mean buying a home it suddenly becomes easy. Not everyone will qualify, but for the right buyer, these programs may help reduce some of the upfront costs that often keep people on the sidelines. The biggest mistakes first time homebuyers make. Now that you understand the requirements and application process, here's one of the biggest mistakes I see buyers make. They wait until they find a house before learning about assistance programs. This is usually where people get frustrated. Most programs require home buyer education, documentation, income verification, and working with approved lenders. That process can take time. The buyers who tend to be in the strongest position are the ones who prepare before they start house hunting. Even if you're not planning to buy tomorrow, understanding your options today can put you in a much better position when the right opportunity comes along. And if you're watching this and wondering whether any of these programs might apply to your situation, don't automatically assume you do or don't qualify. Program guidelines can be nuanced and they can change over time. So the reality is that buying your first home in San Diego can feel overwhelming, but sometimes the difference between buying sooner and waiting years comes down to understanding what options may be available for you and taking your time to prepare. Hopefully this video gave you a clear picture of the programs that currently have funding, the requirements, and how the application process works. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button so more buyers can find it, and subscribe for weekly videos about San Diego real estate, market updates, and home buying strategies. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. If you can ask one question about buying your first home in San Diego, what would it be? Drop it in the comments. We'll get that answer for you. Thank you for watching and have a great day.